Hey there, this is Hafiz from PTE School and thank you very much for contacting us on WhatsApp. So we received your message yesterday that you missed your score in the recent examination in PT Academic and you are little bit of demotivated that you sat 2 times in this month, June 2025, but you missed both time and the score is similar. So before starting the discussion, I want to say that whenever you are getting prepared, first of all, you need to understand where you are standing right now in terms of your quality practicing and your performance. What does it mean? It means that when you are going to sit for the exam, you are in Australia right now. So you are going to sit for the exam maybe after 2 weeks or 3 weeks. Before that, you have to ask yourself that are you ready to get 79 in each? It doesn't matter that previous 2 attempts you got 19 speaking. You got 3 times 19 speaking. Because in my 10 years of experience, I have seen people got 8 times 19 PT speaking, but they didn't get 79 in the reading. So what does it mean? They just be happy. They was happy that, okay, I got 90, but that is the problem, mate. So you need to know the integrated scoring mechanism so that you can understand, and before going for the next time examinations, you need to understand where you are standing, and the best way to understand that how you can do the best in your next exam is to sit for a Pearson mock test, and definitely you can record. You can check, I can share a link, you can check that link that how you can do the Pearson mock test, and definitely you can ask some expert help or you can do it by yourself and try to understand what are the mistakes you have made. So the main point is 2. Number 1, what sorts of mistakes I made last time? Do I know? Yes or no? If yes, how I know? You have to find out, and what I should do, I have to practice those and I have to check it manually. Develop a self-evaluation power. If you are taking coaching by yourself, you are training yourself, but you are taking coaching from someone else, you have to ask that person, please solve that problem I am facing, demonstrate so that I can get my score in the next attempt. So let's jump into discussion. So here we can see that you recently sat for the exam on June 17, 2025, and you got 72 overall. We don't need the overall score because to get 79 each, it's important. So you missed your score in the listening 2 marks. Reading, you got 65, but speaking, you got 90, the perfect score, and writing 67. That means you just got 179. But this is the problem that when you got 90 in one particular modules, there's some sort of inner confidence grow that, oh, I am very good. The problem is there that though you got 90, but you're not doing good in the speaking. I'm sure I will show you why you missed a score in the reading because of your speaking, though you got 90 in speaking. Moving on, the next one, you sat 2 weeks ago, June 3, and you got 72, 69, even 19 speaking, and 68, almost. That means, what does it mean? If I write down the score, then we can analyze that what happened. So you can see that I am writing the score for your understanding. So here you got 72. So if I had 72 and you got 69, you got 90, the perfect score, you got 68. Now moving on the recent examination that you sat, and if I go, you improved a little bit more. You can see here you got +5 because this time it was 77, -4. That is, right now it is 65. So on June 3 it was 69, but this time 65, 90 the perfect, and 68, but this time -1. So what does it mean? It means that PT doesn't create any benchmark. It means that 2 weeks ago you got 72, but after 2 weeks you got 77. That's improvement. So graphically it is improvement of the listening. But for reading, it is not the improvement. It is actually losing 4 marks. Why? Because it depends on the type of questions you got in the fill in the blanks. Maybe in your first attempt, that is on June 3, you got very known topics. The topic was very known, so you did fantastic. But in this particular time, so some of the topics were not known and you faced difficulties to solve that and you lost that 4 marks, even for writing as well. So to understand it in a better way, we have to focus more on your skill profile. Let's jump into your skill profile so that you can get a clear idea that what you need to do. So here, first of all, we need to understand that Hafiz, I got 90 in speaking. That means I did fantastic. Yes, you did fantastic where, you did fantastic in the extended speaking and short speaking. You can have a look, short speaking, because extended speaking means the continuation of your 40 seconds performance. It is the read aloud plus describe image plus little lectures. The way you are speaking for 40 seconds, it may be 30 seconds or 25 seconds or 32 seconds or 37 seconds, but without hesitation, without mumbling, if you speak continuously without making any robot sounds, then you can get good score here, because this bar shows 90 out of 90. That means you did fantastic in your continuation of speaking pattern or the way you are delivering. The next one is short speaking. You can see that you got 90 out of 90. That means your repeat sentence performance, and your write from dictation also better, but not better, the best. And you can see that this actually impacted your listening, because you know that repeat sentence can contribute up to 30 to 35 marks. So you can see your listening score is depending on your speaking. However, it's important to understand that what are the mistakes you are making in the core listening, because the way you got the maximum support from repeat sentence and write from dictations to your listening, I don't think that you got the best support from your core listening. That is, there are 8 type of questions in the listening. You know that one. So here is the point. But why reading? Why you got poor score in the reading? Because you can see here, single skill comprehension. Your performance is here. So if I draw the mask, so you can see this time you got this score and this time that, and here it is that. So you have to understand that 3 areas. These are the 3 areas that is linked with your reading. So first of all, try to understand first, open response is speaking and writing. This comes with read aloud and summarized written text. Make sure that this comes with read aloud and summarized written text. You might think that, okay, I got 90 in speaking, so I'm doing very good in speaking. But however, your performance in open response speaking is not up to mark. That means the way you have done read aloud, you were fluent, but the way read aloud gives you a score in the reading, you didn't get the maximum score. So here I can see that at least you can lose 10 to 15 points for your reading from speaking. So the problem is in speaking, though you got 90. Remember, it's all about the performance of read aloud. The way you are performing, that's not the right way to get the maximum scores in the reading. And that's the reason you got 19 in speaking, but you lost some score in the reading sections. What are the other points that you lost your score in the reading? So we have to go on the single skill comprehension. Here you can see it is about your drag and drop fill in the blanks. That means there is a fill in the blanks that is called reading fill in the blanks, and you drag and drop. This particular part, you can see that out of 90, it's close to 50. That means you lost at least 8 to 10 marks for sure from reading fill in the blanks to your reading. So you can easily, maximize your score, but if you have to improve. Then your multiple skill comprehension, this is your reading and writing fill in the blanks, that is drop down. You click the blank, 4 options come, but here still there is area of improvements to get 79, because it's also impacted your writing as well and reading as well, because this particular task will give you a score in the reading and writing. Now short writing, who is the culprit that you missed your score in the writing? The culprit is short writing. Your short writing is about your write from dictation and listening fill in the blanks. You can see that you lost at least 15 marks for sure, because the performance was not up to mark. It's close to 60 out of 90, and that you can add that 15. You can easily get better score in the listening and writing. You might think, okay, 77 plus 15, what does it mean? It may be 90, because 97 means 90, 91 means 90. So you have to make sure that the highest score is 90 as a scorecard, but in PT calculations, the way we have found, it is more than that. So you don't need to worry about that, okay, the maximum scores I can get 90. Yes. So 90 doesn't mean that you didn't make mistakes, because a person who got 107, it also called 90. A person who got 90, it's called 90. That means 90 doesn't mean that 100% accuracy. You can see that 107 and 90, both are 90. So there are areas that you have to improve. And that is the thing I'm talking about, that you got speaking 90, but the areas of improvement in reading is read aloud. You have to focus more on that. So we just need to check, and even extended writing, it is the part of the essay. So you can see in the essay, so you miss some of the score in the essay. It may be for the spelling mistakes or grammar mistakes, but it is not 79 plus. You lost at least 3 to 4 marks for your essay in the writing sections. Now, I will compare this score because I told you the mistakes people are making sitting examinations without rectifying their previous mistakes is whatever the mistakes they made for you on June 3, you are making the similar type of mistakes on June 17. The score will be similar. So you're targeting 79, but you are making the similar mistakes, but you think that, oh, it's about luck. No, it's not about luck. If it is 78 for only one module, because there are many people I have seen that they got 79 plus all, but only one module 78, it may be luck. But definitely, I told at the very beginning that PT doesn't create any benchmark. So you have to make sure that there is no luck in PT academic. It's all about your performances. Now, if I go here and I will try to draw the areas that you made mistakes. So first of all, it is your full score. So I'll draw this so that you can understand. I'm drawing the bar to compare this score with your previous score, that is June 3rd, so that you can get a clear idea that what happened. So here is the marking, and what I'll do, I'll write down the score: 77, 65, 90, 67. Now I go on the previous score, that is your June 3. Now on June 3, you can see that you dropped your score from 77 to 72. Why? Because your short speaking right now dropped. Why? Because you dropped some score here. And there's a reason that on June 3, you got 72, but on June 17, you got 77. You have understood. Now to the point here that the way your performance in open response, it's almost same. That means you are losing a score in the read aloud all the time. So you got 69, but later you got 4. So it may be because of the performance of little bit of read aloud and summarized in text that you did better, 1 and 2 marks extra. But it is the same mistakes that you can see that it is the same score, similar score that you got. So earlier you got, recently you got 65 and earlier you got 69. That is, this 4 marks is actually perhaps that you got 1 fill in the blanks right in the reading, 1 in the reading and writing, and 1 you got extra marks in the read aloud, 1 in the summarized written text. So that's the main thing. Even your writing score, you can see your short writing is exactly the same. That is the way you did on the 3rd June of 2025, the way you perform, your short writing is exactly same as 17th of June. Your open response is exactly same as 17th of June. That means you didn't improve. You just used the same method. You just used the same approach and you got the same score where you are standing right now. So logically, you are in the level of 70. Yes, you are in the level of 70, though you got 90 in speaking, because we from South Asian student are doing good in the speaking when we understood back in 2016 that PT's speaking is all about speaking continuously. There is no other science is related with that one. That's the reason people are getting 90 multiple times in speaking. But this mindset can impact drastically on your reading score, and you have seen that you are in the same place. Now you might think that, okay, Hafiz, why you are focusing on read aloud? Because this 2 part, that is open response, that is your multiple skill comprehension, that is reading and writing fill in the blanks, or single skill comprehension, that is reading fill in the blanks, these 2 blanks is depending on your knowledge. Why? Because if you get a difficult topic that you didn't hear about or you didn't know about, then it is very hard for you to solve that within 2 to 3 minutes in the exam. You have to depend on gazing and you have to make sure, okay, which sounds good, I can select that one. But you are not sure that whether the answer is correct. Why? Because these 2 type of fill in the blanks or your reading score is depending on fill in the blanks is actually your vocab knowledge that you cannot improve within 1 day, 1 week, 1 month or 1 year. It is a gradually development process and you have to improve your reading habits. But all of a sudden we can't do that one. It depends on your collocation knowledge. Collocation, all of a sudden you cannot improve your collocation, and definitely grammar. So you can see that how you can get 9 to 79 or 65 to 79 only by improving your read aloud in the speaking section, though you got 90. So you have to just kick out that mindset that I got the best score speaking. No, you got the score. Congratulations. But that is the problem, that mindset is not helping you to improve your read aloud, because already you say, oh, I am the king in speaking because I got 90. No, that's not the case. You have to improve your read aloud. And definitely as you have a problem in the writing, you can see your problem is writing and reading. Also, you have to improve your summarized written text. You might think, oh, that's not the correct because I'm using some portal and I'm always getting the best score. But that's not the case, that this kind of portal is 90% inaccurate, 90% inaccurate based on the qualitative judgment. What does it mean, qualitative judgment? It's about checking your speaking and writing, the way it checks, the logic it actually uses. It's not appropriate the way Pearson check, because Pearson checks your performance based on sample responses more than 1 million. On the other hand, this kind of portal actually checks your performance based on the logic. If he writes this, he will be getting a score. If he doesn't write this, he will not get a score. That's not the case that in the Pearson it happens. So you have to improve your summarized written text as well. Now my question is, you might think that what I should improve. Most of the people, what they do in the summarized written text, they use a very common technique. They copy through sentences and join with and. That's all right. But the question is, are you copying two main sentences or you are just copying two random sentences? And if you are sure, you have to improve that, because if your content is 0, your whole score will be 0 in summarized written text as well as in summarized spoken text. And the last one is your listening. Definitely you have to improve your write from dictations. Basically you have to practice more on the spelling part, because many people, they complete write from dictation but they made spelling mistakes. You have to improve that one. Even your listening fill in the blanks, that you have to avoid spelling mistakes as well. So this is the way that you have to improve. So remember, where you are standing right now, you are not prepared to get 79. Sorry to say. Yes. Why? Because you got 90 because you are very good in speaking, mostly your repeat sentences, you good. That's the reason it is supporting your listening. However, your reading performance, your writing performance, even your speaking performance for Read Aloud is not up to mark. So make sure that you can prioritize your areas of improvements, that okay, I have to improve my Read Aloud, I have to improve my summarized written text, I have to improve my essay spelling and grammar, I have to improve my fill in the blanks, I have to improve my write from dictation, and practice accordingly and do the self-evaluation. And when you are doing that one, make sure that you can buy a Pearson mock test and do the Pearson mock test. But when you'll be doing the Pearson mock test, please record your computer screen so that whatever you'll be doing, it will be recorded. Your voice will be recorded, your screen will be recorded, and after that recording, whenever you will be watching it by yourself, you can easily understand what I did in the Read Aloud, what I did in the essay, what I did in the summarized written text. Or you can ask someone who is giving you the coaching, or if you ask someone who actually help you, that will be the best. Otherwise, don't go for the next time without fixing these problems, because I believe that without rectifying your mistakes, if you're sitting 10 times, the score will be similar. Yes, sometimes you might get the score based on the difficulty levels. I told always that it depends on the difficulty level of the questions, because some people get very easiest type of fill in the blanks. They are lucky enough, but you might not be lucky. So that's why you have to improve and you have to develop your skills. You have to focus more on what you should do, what you shouldn't do. And then you have to make sure that whether you are fully prepared to get 79, not 90. I can tell you that it's not important that you have to get speaking 90. You can get 82, but you have to also think the way I have to get 82 in speaking that can support my reading, because the way I'll be doing Read Aloud, I can get the maximum scores. Hope this video will help you. But you also send me another score that you set on the month of May. And as you told that this is your first attempt. So logically on the month of May, you got 87. Have a look. You got reading 75, have a look how it was. So you can see why, because if it's your first attempt, logically I don't know, because you send me this 3 screenshot. For my last 10 years of experience, I have seen that the way PTE Cloud works, that if anyone's sitting for the first time, I always found that the difficulty level was not that much high. That means the type of questions they get in their fill in the blanks, in their repeat sentences or write from dictation, it's very easy to crack. This is my experience with my students, because I have more than 20 to 30 students who got 90 out of 90 in their first attempt after taking coaching. I'm not saying that you have to take coaching for that one, but what I'm trying to make you realize that if it is your first attempt, that is the May 22, and your confidence was from here to there, and then you sat for the exam on 3rd of June and 17th June, because this is depending on the quality of the questions, the difficulty level of the questions. So somehow it was not that much hard for you and you cracked it well. That's the reason. But on 3rd of June and 17th of June, you showed that you are making similar type of mistakes, and it will be like similar type of examinations next time if you don't rectify that one. So my suggestion is please rectify, and because we don't know whether we can get easy type of question or not, it depends on our luck, because it comes from the cloud, it comes from the server. But definitely I wish you all the best that if you rectify the problems, because you can see that here on one component, short writing, you can see here short writing. You can see that your short writing is here. But if you go on this one, you can see how much you lost. If you go on this one, how much you lost. So logically, this is the analysis of your skill profile. However, think wisely, take decisions with carefulness that, okay, I need to do these things, and hopefully next time you'll be fully prepared and you'll get your desired score to get 79, IELTS equivalent 8, and you can claim 20 permanent residency points for your visa purpose in Australia. Hope this video will help you. Otherwise, cheers, keep practicing, be happy, be motivated, and thank you very much for contacting, and I wish you all the best.